Today's horoscope from Astrocademy, Sagittarius July 11, 2022. The moon heads into your communications sector, and you might bridge gaps with others, or your ideas and plans can energize you. There's a tendency to stretch your projects, promises, and money today with an upcoming Mercury-Jupiter square. This transit encourages bigger thinking but requires some self-control, as it's too easy to live beyond your means on many levels. If left to the imagination, there can be good ideas surfacing that simply require refinements later. There can be imbalances between what you want from someone and what they want from you, but consider that this may be temporary and that patience will serve you best. You need more time to make decisions. Listen to your friends today when they're giving advice about your intimate life. You may be in need of a sounding board. It appears your passions are inflamed around sexuality or shared assets, and you're ready to go to the next level. If you're not feeling your desires are being met, you could be at your limits, but there's also so much joy and possibility that lies ahead. Talk to someone who you truly trust and who understands the requirements of your heart. Then take that wisdom and decide how to proceed accordingly. Just don't make any rash judgments until the stars are more aligned. What will you give your power to? The power of investing, taking on debt, control, and autonomy comes up in your professional life as the Sun in Cancer squares Chiron in Aries. Although it can be daunting, you should think about with whom and what you share your power within your professional life. Some of your aspirations, connections, and communities are there to support you. And others? Well, not so much. The square may enlighten the difference between the two. Use it to let go of disempowering dreams and connections that are more of a debt than an investment. Your mind is like a sponge, happiest when it is absorbing information. As you age, your thirst for knowledge seems to intensify. You bring a lot to the table these days, what with your breadth of knowledge and experience. Expect to be asked to speak at a meeting or public forum. People want to learn from your expertise. Use this time to renew contacts with your family. They will be pleased, and you might even be able to resolve old conflicts, as a mediator or by taking the first step to clear matters up. The constellation is favorable for burying the hatchet once and for all. There are only so many people in the world, and this person you've been flirting with seems pretty special. Make your interest known before someone else has a chance to make a move. In touch with your emotions, you are fortunate to be so clear about your feelings, which helps you decide exactly what to do. Whether you are looking for casual dates or interested in starting a more serious relationship, you make the right choice. Start planning how best to pursue your own happiness. You're usually a very practical person. You pride yourself on your self-control and your ability to block out inappropriate emotions. But today your feelings could be intense, making you confused. You could find yourself upset about something minor, and you could wonder why this is disturbing you so much. Don't block out your emotions, because they will only get stronger. Try to meditate and center yourself to explore the meaning of these feelings. This day can give you the courage to be bolder and more daring. You can be shy at times. This can really help you to get more of what you really want. If you feel ready to speak up today, don't hesitate or talk yourself out of it. Go for it. Recognize that your wants, needs, opinions, and goals are just as important as anyone else's. Further, if it's going to happen, it's up to you to make it so. Mars' return to your career sector earlier in the week has not only fired things up on the career front, but over the next 7 weeks, this will energize things across the income, work, and career fronts. For now, as Mars spends his first weekend in your career sector in nearly 2 years, it is the moon that is doing its best to bring the right work-life balance reminders, with its return to a playful part of your chart a chance to set some early precedents. The moon's return to your romantic sector over the weekend is always a case of good timing, and especially as it comes full circle from last month's full moon. 2 days after spending its final hours in your communication sector at a friendly aspect to planets on the relationship front, it is matters of the heart that get their turn from today. Our eyes in the sky. On the surface, today's Mercury-Jupiter square looks like a pretty positive aspect. But be careful not to get too cocky, because you'll be feeling good and counting your lucky stars 1 minute and then down on the ground wondering what the heck happened the next. One of the downsides of this awkward energy is the way it has you feeling confident 1 minute and confused the next, which is when all the bad stuff starts to happen. Overestimating any situation today is a big mistake because as soon as you think you've got it made, it becomes quite clear that you actually really don't. The best way to handle this, pull the rug out from under you aspect is to keep your head down and appreciate the things that are going your way. Just don't take them for granted or brag about them. Careful optimism is the theme of the day. The energy is perfect for leaving behind people or situations that are no longer serving you, so don't be afraid to move on with your life if something or someone has been holding you back. There's a slight chance you could feel uninspired and the moon forms an unbalanced aspect to Mars midday, but this energy should subside by mid-afternoon. Your mind could be active for the rest of the night, making it the perfect time to engage in a creative activity or brainstorm ideas for the future. Just be sure to write down any brilliant ideas that pop into your head or you might forget them tomorrow. In the pre-dawn hours, the Scorpio moon opposes Mars in Taurus. This influence stimulates irritation, however, we're more likely to bottle our feelings up instead of expressing them properly. It's natural to hold a grudge now, justifying our moodiness around situations that occurred in the distant past. If we are angry, discussing to clear the air may not be the best course of action right now. Instead, release aggression through physical activities, especially those which involve working with your hands. Crafting with natural materials or assuming construction projects can help us to regain a sense of control over our immediate environment. When we feel less helpless, we will begin to calm down. Around sunup, the Cancer Sun squares off with Chiron in Aries, provoking anxiety. Today, we hit a crossroads in our healing journey. A conflict at work, with family members, or in close relationships pokes at old wounds. We start to ruminate over all the ways that we are not strong or capable. It seems like the easy culprit to blame now is our emotions. If we show our feelings, others might respect us less. They might love us less. If we reveal too much, we'll sacrifice our safety, and that seems too big a risk. However, if we hold ourselves to impossible standards of our strength and resiliency, we will continue to battle insecurity on an internal level. At this time, we take steps to challenge false narratives of how we are lacking, which may involve standing up for ourselves in a very direct and blunt way.